this is Chef Annette, and I am getting ready for my big trip to Peru this fall. Maybe you're considering joining me. In the meantime, I'm doing some cooking, and today I am making street cart ceviche, which is a recipe from the Latin American cookbook by Virgilio Martinez, which is one of the chefs we're going to be visiting in Lima. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is boil some corn kernels. So I have some fresh corn on the cob here. Now you can use your cobs to soak them in milk, bring them up to boil like a milk stock. That milk stock makes excellent corn ice cream, or also a wonderful base for corn chowder. So don't throw away your corn cobs. They are still, they still have plenty of flavor in there. Now it's time to clean up my mess again. My corn is almost done, so I'm going to take that off the stove. And I have all of my other ingredients ready to go, except for the most important one, the fish. So let's get that one out next, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. I'm going to trim this and cut some of it into chunks that I'm going to put in a bowl and put back in the refrigerator as quickly as possible so that they stay nice and cool. And then I'm going to take the trimmings and they go into the blender with my other ingredients to make the marinade sauce. Now that's something that you may not think about, but that is a great way to use up any really thin trim pieces that that don't work as cubes. And since these are really thin fillets, I'm not really getting cubes, so I think I'm going to cut nice ribbons. Okay, these guys are in a bowl. They're going right back into the fridge. Okay, in my blender I have my fish trimmings. I have diced red onion, I have garlic, I have fresh ginger, and I have a stalk of celery that was finely cut. I also have fresh squeezed lime juice. And the last ingredient in this recipe is ají limo. Ají limo is a type of fresh chili that you find in Peru and in South America. I was not able to find one of those in upstate New York. So I was able to find ají limo from Amazon. Now this is a product that is made in Peru, or grown in Peru, made in Washington State. It's organic. I checked the ingredients before I purchased it. All that's in here is the ají and the citric acid to preserve it. That's all, and it's all organic. Now, it calls for a half of a chili. I'm sure that's about maybe a teaspoon, a half teaspoon at the most. Now what makes this chili different? Why was it worth me going out and buying a specific type of chili versus using a jalapeno or something like that that's really easy to find in the market? This has a great citrusy flavor that's very unique. This smells like roasted red peppers that have some a little bit of citrus to them, and smells very fresh. I'm going to taste it. Let's just hope that it's not too spicy. It's very effing spicy, just so you know. That was a teeny tiny bit. My tongue is burning, but it does taste good. So the jar even says it's an 8 out of 10 on the heat scale. So I'm just going to use about not even a half teaspoon in here. I do want some heat though. Because even though my tongue is still burning, I get this wonderful earthy citrus zest floral flavor that I don't think I could find in another pepper, that at least not the grocery store kinds that I find here. Maybe if you live in a place that has them, that's great. So what happens next is I put this on the blender, I puree it to a liquefy it. Then I will pour it over my fish and add some fresh chopped cilantro, toss it together, and you can eat it right away. I may put it off for just a few minutes. There is one more component to the dish. I haven't tried this stuff yet, but I'm really excited for it. So again, what I'm making with it is called toasted Andean corn. It is known by its traditional name, cancha serrana. And what you do is, this whole bag is actually one recipe's worth. I'm not gonna make the whole bag, I'm gonna make just a cup. Sounds like it's like making popcorn. Since I've never done this before, I'll let you know, but I'm gonna do it off camera. I'll see you soon. So I made the corn things again, and I followed the directions explicitly, or whatever the word is for that. I ended up with the same looking thing. They smell amazing. I put the salt on them. I'm letting them sit to get some of the oil off. I went back to the first batch, and I'll tell you, it was still making popping noises as it was sitting in the bowl probably 10 minutes after I took it out of the pot. Turns out they're like little corn nuts. They're kind of addictive. They're yummy. This batch got a little too much color on them, but they're kind of like inside out popcorn, but the hull isn't as hard. It doesn't stick in your teeth as bad. So really cool. Like it a lot. Definitely worth a try. So I have my boiled sweet potato here, and then I have some of my boiled fresh corn kernels, which I will sprinkle along the side. And then I have the ceviche that's been sitting for it's probably been about 10 to 15 minutes, because that's about how long it took me to make that second batch of corn. And I'll just go ahead and put that in the dish. It's very beautiful. And then I'm going to garnish it. I don't know if it's supposed to go in here or on here, so I'm going to do it in both places, because crunchy, salty things, deliciousness, what isn't there to love about this? So there we go. I would take a picture, but you're on my phone right now. I am going to take a taste of this while I have you here. I don't want to go into that one, because I am actually going to take some pictures of it. All right. So this is my wild caught local flounder. It's actually really nice. The fish has great texture. Everything's very flavorful. As I said, I think I do want a little bit more heat in this, but you can always add more. You can't take it out. So I'm happy with that. Next time around, I think I will either salt my fish before I mix everything in, or I will salt the mixture before I put it in with the fish and taste it very well, because the recipe didn't mention anything about salt. I kind of feel like salt is super necessary with all that acidity. So here we have it. Street cart ceviche from the Latin American cookbook. This is all about coming with me and joining me in Peru so that we can taste this kind of stuff in person, for real, where the potatoes came from, the beautiful farms that we're going to visit, and the maize will come from the beautiful farms that we're going to visit, and the ceviche is going to come from the ocean right next to us, and we're going to actually have ceviche made by the man himself, and we'll have some street ceviche as well. So go ahead and click through to the Peru page on my website, and check link in bio if that's where we're talking to each other from. Thank you so much for joining me. and bon appetit. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.